I love to see your family be affected and hurt because you voted for Trump. Yeah, I voted for Trump. Absolutely. Did I know he was going to increase the tariffs? Yes, I did. However, I see you fail.
Hi from Canada. Yeah, we do love this for you because you're getting everything you voted for, Bubala. Here's the thing, though. You voted to harm other people.
You were warned. This was not a surprise. He spent literally the entirety of his 2-year campaign talking about tariffs and how he was going to raise tariffs. He even said on the campaign that he was going to raise tariffs 100% or more. It is not like you didn't know. And you voted for this guy anyway. Like, what did you expect? You are a business owner. You knew exactly how tariffs actually worked. And you voted for this guy anyway. Now, I don't know anything about you, so I don't want to put any words or anything like that in your mouth. But if you knew that he was going to be tariffing these countries, and you already knew that he had already put a 10% tariff on China the first time he was in office, which cost you money, then you must have voted for him for his other rhetoric, the rhetoric that only hurt other people. You thought that you were above being hurt by his policies.
Increase the tariffs? Yes, I did. However, I thought that
you thought you weren't going to have to face the consequences of your own actions.
Hey my people, Gracie here once again. Welcome back to the channel. I hope that from wherever you my lovelies are watching this from, you're doing alright and God has protected you and preserved you very well. I do appreciate all of you that keep supporting, and of course my members, a big shout out to you guys for supporting exclusively. We are back with another FO. We have a Trump Maga supporter in here that came and took it upon himself to come on the internet to beg for help because he's a small business owner, and apparently because of the tariffs that Trump put on China, he can't afford to buy cheap products anymore from China. So he's asking people to help him, give him connections of any other country that is producing some of the products that he's been dealing in. And when I tell you the internet does not give and provide any sympathy or soothing for people that voted for Trump, that's exactly what I mean, because the internet came and gave him exactly the opposite of what he wanted for. He was roasted, like really. And I think after him being roasted, both in the comment section and by video responses, which we are all going to look at, right? He came and he started gaslighting people. Oh, you should be kind. You know, I treat people all the same. I have both left-leaning, whatever. And people were like, we have to look at all these videos. We'll look at his first and the response he made, and then all the stitches. There are very many, but I just compiled a few that I feel like are good enough for us, and we'll definitely come back and talk about it. If you're landing on here for your very first time, I'll highly appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel and let me know what you think in the comment section about this very episode.
all right, I hate asking for help. I'm not asking for any handouts, but I'm a small business owner that is directly being affected by the 104% tariff that has been put on China. I import alloy wheels for cars, and I do somewhere in the neighborhood of 10 to 15 containers a year, which is a small business in regards to this industry. At 104%, I am absolutely going to implode and will not last 6 months. So with that said, I'm asking, is there anybody out there that has connections with manufacturing facilities, specifically alloy wheels, either in the United States or outside in these lesser tariffed countries like Mexico, Indonesia, Thailand, India? I need to find another source. I've emailed a lot of these companies and cannot get a response. And I just don't know if it's because I'm a small business or what exactly it is. So if anybody's out there that can help or shed some light, maybe provide some information that would be helpful, I would really greatly appreciate it, because if not, it's just a small business here that's going to go under, and I'll be back to digging ditches again, which I'm not scared to do, but it's a little harder to do with a wife, 2 kids, and at 45 years old. So let me know if you guys have any suggestions. It's very much appreciated. Thank you.
Now, you know, he didn't get the sympathy
that he wanted and the answers he was looking for. Especially when you look at the amount of likes he has compared to the amount of comments that he has. He has about 14,000 likes with about 30.4k comments. And before we go into all the roast, after the roast, he came back with this post. And this is what he had to say. When we look at what he had to say, we are going then to play all the stitches of the roast he got.
I love this for you. I love this. Nice. I love this for you. I love to see you fail. I love to see your family be affected and hurt because you voted for Trump. Yeah, I voted for Trump. Absolutely. Did I know he was going to increase the tariffs? Yes, I did. However, I thought that the infrastructure would be set up prior for small business to come back to America and manufacture in America. So to wish ill on someone and to love the fact that they're suffering, to love the fact that their family is being negatively affected because I didn't vote the same way that you did is fucked up. It really is. It shouldn't matter. Anyone that enters my life, I'm going to judge you of who you are, how you are as a human being. Are you kind? Are you polite? Are you sincere? That's how I judge you, not who you voted for. I've got far left-leaning friends. I got far right-leaning friends. It doesn't matter to me. I like you based on who you are. But to see someone hurt and their business fail and their family be affected because they didn't vote the way you did, it's fucked up. I'm sorry, a lot of you are fucked up. I'm sorry. We should all care about each other regardless of who we voted for. I'm sorry. I hope you guys can be better people. Good luck to you guys.
Well, it's 154% tariffs now, so we should start there. On the one hand, I don't like this. I don't like rejoicing in other people's misery. I don't like seeing people get hurt. On the other obvious, enormous hand, people who voted for Donald Trump, a lot of them do like seeing their fellow countrymen hurt. They were planning on it. They said it gleefully. They voted for people that were going to be hurt by Donald Trump's policies. Trans people, gay people, women, especially immigrants, as we see now, they were hoping that those people were going to be hurt by these policies. They didn't assume that they too could be hurt by Donald Trump's policies. And that sucks. If you vote because you hate people, sometimes you're going to get caught up in that, turns out. I hope you figure it out, man. I hope the hundreds of thousands of other businesses that are going to be shuttered by this incompetence figure it out. I don't have much hope, though, or a ton of empathy, if I'm honest.
Who you are. But to see someone hurt and their business fail and their family be affected because they didn't vote the way you did, it's fucked up. I'm sorry, a lot of you are fucked up. I'm sorry. We should all care about each other regardless of who.
Okay, so I've tagged, I'll call you Mr. Patriot. I've tagged Mr. Patriot below if you want to go watch the full video. A little bit of background. He's really angry because his business, he's about to lose his business and his family's going to lose everything because of Trump's decisions. And he's admitting that he voted for Trump and he didn't believe that this was how it was going to turn out. And in this video that I'm commenting on, he's preaching and condemning Democrats who are in his comment section, telling us what awful bad people we are for wishing badly on other people, that we should all support each other no matter who we voted for. Very preachy. All right, so Mr. Patriot, this is directed at you. I just want to explain something. In my unprofessional opinion, there's one or two things going on. You're either a narcissist who's gaslighting everybody, or you're in a cult, you were part of a hate cult, you're still under the command of cult-like thinking, and you don't recognize just how bad and evil and hateful your movement is yet, that your brain was hijacked. It's one of those two things for you to fire up your video with your full chest and tell everybody we shouldn't be wishing ill on anyone else. See, what you for some reason cannot understand is that for 8 years, more than half of America has been fighting your hate cult movement led by Donald Trump and the Project 2025 sycophants. The entire rise of Trumpism is built on demonizing groups of people, harming them socially, harming them economically, harming them through legislation. Let's just start with one little example. When the man you voted for on live TV accused a hard-working group of Haitians in a small town in Ohio of eating cats and dogs. What that did to that group of people, what your folks that you aligned with did to those group of people was sick. It was disgusting. And you didn't seem to care then. Where was your pontificating and preaching back then to your own followers, to your fellow Trump voters? Did you tell them they shouldn't be wishing ill on any other groups of people? If you really think that this is about deportation and then bringing people back in legally, you're sadly mistaken, as you, I'm sure, know. An entire group of people with brown skin have been dehumanized. They've been demonized. They cannot walk safely from point A to point B. They're spoken to as if they're dirt, as if they're vile. You didn't seem to care when that whole group of people were being attacked. Should we get into women, young women, and their right to control their body, especially if they're the victims of incest or rape? What about that group of people that were harmed by your movement, voting for the people you voted for? And then let's talk about our LGBTQ brethren, especially the kids, our gay kids, our trans kids, the harm. I can't even tell you. You have no concept of what you and your vote did to that group of kids. You have no idea. They have been pushed back in the closet. They are suicidal. They're suffering from severe depression and anxiety. They are being bullied because your movement created an environment where those kids could get officially bullied and nobody would be punished for it. And if you show care to them, if you're a teacher that shows care to them, you're fired. You voted for that. What about that group of people, those LGBTQ kids? And you're going to get on here and tell us we shouldn't wish ill on anyone? Listen, we shouldn't wish ill on anyone. But don't you dare come on here and preach to anybody. Preach to the people who've been fighting for our fellow humans against the people you voted for. You're the one that doesn't care about other groups of people. You are the one that voted to see groups of people harmed by Trump fulfilling all of his promises. You are the one that did that. I don't know. Are you a narcissist that's gaslighting? Or have you not awoken yet that you got roped in? You allowed yourself to get roped into a hate cult. One or the other, buddy.
Stitching her video because I don't want to give him any engagement, okay? If you go watch his video, don't engage. Don't help him out. But what he's angry about is that he voted for Donald Trump and now he's saying his business is hurting and that he may lose everything, and that Democrats are coming in the comments of his videos telling him F-A-F-O, you get what you deserve, all of that type of shit. And he's saying that we shouldn't wish ill will on anyone. Let me clarify this, okay? You pulled the pin out of a grenade. You threw that motherfucker at other people, expecting to destroy their lives. That motherfucker bounced back and blew up on you. And now you want us to feel sorry because you pulled the pin from the grenade and threw that motherfucker. But you wasn't expecting it to bounce back and blow you up. That's not how this works. We didn't pull the pin and throw the grenade. You did. We voted to help you. We voted for tax breaks for you. We voted for education for your children. We voted for your health care. We voted to help you. Nothing we were voting for was aimed at hurting anyone. We didn't even have grenades. You did. And now you pulled the pin, you threw that motherfucker, it bounced back and blew your ass up, and you're mad because people are like, ha ha, that's why you ain't got no legs, bitch. That's what you get. We don't have to feel sorry for you for having consequences from your actions. And we won't. Okay, Lieutenant Dan?
Why did you think that? What possible evidence could you have based that thought on?
Didn't you though? Asking for both, for handouts and for help. You got exactly what you voted for. And now you come with your MAGA tears, crying that your business is going to be destroyed by what you voted for. You don't get to get tires from another country. There's a reason that they're ignoring you. It's because of who you voted for. Harris would have given you a tax credit and 0% tariffs. But no, you chose to be racist and sexist, and now you're paying the price. You chose to not feed children. You chose to hate people who have a different gender identity than you. You chose to hate trans people. Trump made $2 billion, I want to say. Charles Schwab made 2.5. How much did you make?
Owner that is directly being affected by the 104%.
So let's get one thing straight. You voted for a man with 34 felonies. You voted for a man who has been bankrupt 6 times. You voted for a man who has raped women, who is a misogynist, who is a fucking racist. You voted for that. You voted for a man who has defrauded a fucking children's cancer charity. You voted for a man who's taken money for people and called himself a university. You voted for that. And you thought that he was going to save your business and that the tariffs weren't going to affect you, even though we screamed from the top of our lungs. You thought that he was going to have some sort of infrastructure in place. You thought that man had a plan. He has concepts of a plan. Bro, he has no plan. He's flying by the seat of his pants and just trying to get control. And this doesn't affect me, so I don't give a fuck. Just like you didn't give a fuck when it didn't affect you when my rights were being taken away. I hope you have the 4 years you fucking deserve.
All right, I hate asking for help. I'm not asking for any handouts, but I'm a small business owner.
I am an American of German descent, and my people have a word for this. That word is Schadenfreude. Happiness at the misfortune of others. In this case, it is especially sweet because you brought this on yourself. You voted against your own interest. You knew exactly what was coming, and you voted for it anyway because you thought you were the exception. Turns out you're not the exception. Donald Trump doesn't care about you, never did. And maybe you'll learn your lesson, but I don't think so based on this video here and the video following it. So I'm just going to revel in your pain. I'm going to enjoy every second of this Schadenfreude. Thoughts and prayers. Good luck digging ditches. Have fun with that ratio on your videos. Have a great day.
I'm a small business owner that is directly being affected by the...
How many times did Trump say tariff during the 2024 campaign? How many times did Trump say tariff during the 2016 campaign? I think you had an idea that he was very fond of tariff. And if you don't know how tariffs work, if you didn't anticipate him implementing tariffs, which he loved, you shouldn't have voted for him. And now you are feeling the pinch, not even confessing once that you might have been wrong in your voting choice. And you have the fucking temerity to ask us for help? You have the effrontery to come on here and claim that what you voted for, what you wanted, is not in fact what you wanted? That would suggest that you're not a very good businessman. Because businessmen vote for presidents who actually help their business, right? And now you're fucked, and now you may be silently regretting your choice, but you're not being vocal about it. So I'll make you a motherfucking deal. You want help for your business? I will happily mobilize my followers to help you if you do one and only one thing. Confess that you were wrong. Tell the world that you were stupid and uninformed. Make a TikTok. Let everybody know that you voted for this, that you really regret your choice, and that you're going to do something more than just run your business. That the next time there's an election, if there is an election, you will vote for the Democrats or some other party. You tell the world that you will never vote for a Republican again, because if somebody fucks me over, I wouldn't vote for them again. And you got fucked. If you do all this, I will happily direct my followers to help you out in any way. But you haven't done that because you have too much pride. You haven't done that because you actually can't confess to the world that you're really fucking stupid and that you really didn't understand what Trump stood for, even though it was spelled out to you in bright xenon lights. Yeah, a little bit of tough love for you. There's something called consequences.
All right, I hate asking for help. I'm not asking for any handouts, but I'm a small business owner.
I wanted to put this delicately, but fuck that. So disrespectfully, I'm going to hold your hand with the whole hazmat suit on when I say this. No. Disrespectfully, fuck no. You helped put this in place because you were perfectly okay with it hurting everybody else until it touched you. So pay attention to how your comments are weighing your likes. That's what a lot of y'all are not paying attention to. The fact that it's hitting you is where you got a problem. So no sympathy.
All right, I hate asking for help. I'm not asking for any handouts, but I'm a small business owner.
Hey y'all, he said he was going to have to go back to digging ditches, but he don't know how he's going to do that because he's got a wife and kids now. It's almost like those immigrants that were digging those ditches that he wanted to get sent home could have handled all that and still been working for him and helping him out, but you know, he fucked around and found out. Way to go. It's almost like, you know, votes have consequences. You are now living the consequences of your actions. So, thoughts and tariffs have the day you deserve now.
But I'm a small business owner that is directly being affected by. All right, I hate asking for help. I'm not asking for any handouts, but I'm a small business owner.
No. You voted for this. You are now entering and experiencing what is called, well, what's abbreviated is FAFO, which stands for fuck around and find out. You fucked around by voting for Trump, and now you're finding out what those consequences are. No. You don't get help. You wanted this. You voted for this. Why would you need help, right? I mean, Trump's gonna fix the economy.
Yeah, I voted for Trump. Absolutely. Did I know he was going to increase the tariffs? Yes, I did.
Then what the fuck are you complaining about? You got exactly what you voted for. You just weren't smart enough to realize it was going to affect you and your fucking family. And so now, as you're dealing with the fallout of your ignorance with your vote, now you get to feel the pain that you wanted other people to feel. Okay? So while you're packing up your shitty fucking business, I hope it hurts. While you're telling your family that you're struggling to pay the bills, I hope it's shameful.
Yeah, I voted for Trump. Absolutely. Did I know he was going to increase the tariffs? Yes, I did.
Did you know that he had a history riddled with sex abuse and misogyny? Yes, you did. Did you know that he had an irrational disdain for tax-paying immigrant families who only came here to give their children lives that they could never have in their home countries? Yes, you did. Did you know that he thinks queer people shouldn't exist and tries to justify his hatred for them with Christianity? Yes, you did. I cannot speak for everybody else when I say this, but for myself, I don't get an joy in seeing you suffer. Mostly because I don't give a fuck about you. I don't know who you are. That doesn't fuel my life. But can I see why somebody would? Can I see why somebody who your vote directly impacted would feel a certain kind of way about you feeling the same way they felt when you went to that poll and you voted for that evil man? Of fucking course I do. And it's always so interesting watching the Trump supporters flip that script as soon as Trump turns on them. You trusted a felon. You put your faith in a felon. You put your faith in a felon that's never gone to jail. The problem here is that you thought you could vote against everybody else's rights and in the process not be affected by it because you're a white man. But you're affected by it. Now it's saying kumbaya and pray for me. Please support me even though I voted for this. Why the fuck should I care? Why should I care about you? You didn't give a fuck about me. I think you're understanding that it's not about left or right. It's about us having rights versus them trying to control us. Welcome to the game. You finally turned your controller on. No, we will not help you. And no, don't come crying to us now. You had a choice. And you voted for the person that was bankrupt 6 times over a black woman who's the most qualified candidate that we've seen thus far. A woman who's literally worked in every branch of the government, judicial, executive, and legislative. You reap what you sow, and now you are seeing the consequences of you planting them raggedy ass seeds. And one more thing for all the Trump supporters that will see this, because I know y'all are out there, you can't turn around and be like, I care when somebody is polite and sincere and kind, when you don't even value those things, because that's not how you act in your daily life. No sincere, kind, and polite person would knowingly vote against other people having rights. I knew that Trump was going to play with the tariffs. Then you knew all of Trump's plans. You knew that he was going to do this to the immigrant families. You knew that he was going to do this to queer people. You knew that he was going to do this to cis and trans women alike. You knew. You didn't care. That's what you voted for. No, hating on you and your family does not fuel my life. But seeing you get the karma you deserve, I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it. Because that's exactly how y'all felt when Trump won and you seen everybody in this country crying. That's exactly how we felt. You're welcome. Oh, and you might have more success on Facebook. That's really where the Trump supporters are. You know, where they spread the AI and fake news that y'all believe. Yeah.
I love this for you. I love this. Nice. I love this for you. I love to see you fail.
Hi from Canada. Yeah, we do love this for you because you're getting everything you voted for, Bubala. Here's the thing, though. You voted to harm other people. You were fine when it was going to affect trans people, gay people, black people. You were fine with all of that. You're just butthurt that it's now affecting you. You get what you vote for. You voted for it, so we are so happy that you're getting what you voted for. You're literally getting what you voted for. So we do love it for you.
Because you voted for Trump. Yeah, I voted for Trump. Absolutely. Did I know he was going to...
Well, you're in like a weird demographic of people that got exactly what they voted for. Like you're even saying in your video, like, yeah, I knew he was going to raise taxes and put tariffs on people, but I didn't think it would affect me. Like you got what you voted for. Congratulations.
I didn't vote the same way that you did is fucked up. It really is.
The difference between us is you're angry because it hit you in your wallet and finally started to have an effect on you, and that's why you're angry. You actually care more about money. You didn't give a shit about the fact that they were talking about putting LGBTQ people in camps, the illegal deportations of legal residents without due process. No, we're gonna stay silent about all of that, and we're only going to say something when tariffs finally hit us where it hurts. I don't give a flying fuck about your business anymore. When you show that the only thing you've really cared about is your goddamn wallet, you're damn sure I'm gonna tell you. I hope you get what you voted for. I love the find out phase for you because you voted for the suffering of others. And now that it's reached you, now you regret it and are sorry. Don't forget, Musk did say empathy is weakness and the downfall of America.
Increase the tariffs? Yes, I did. However, I thought that...
You thought you weren't going to have to face the consequences of your own actions. Hi, I'm Andrea, and if you're new here, I've been a nurse for 18 years. I like to post about true crime and medicine. However, this video came across my feed, and it's one I've been waiting for. This man is a small business owner who voted for Trump, but because of the tariffs, he may lose his business in the next 6 months. So he's reaching out to American manufacturers to see if anybody can assist him. Of course, the comments were flooded with Kamala voters who stated, "This is what you voted for, sorry about your luck." So then he decided to get upset and make a second video because his feelings were really hurt, guys, about all the things that you had to remind him that he voted for. One of these days, people like that will listen when educated people talk. I really am sorry about your luck, but this is the bed you made, and now you have to lie in it, and don't ask us to come and help you.
I love this for you. I love to see you fail. I love to see your family be affected.
You're getting this reaction from people because you voted for this. You voted for this. You didn't think through what he actually said to you, and now he's doing it, and it's affecting you, and you want people to feel bad for you. Sorry, not happening.
Dude, you were warned. This was not a surprise. He spent literally the entirety of his 2-year campaign talking about tariffs and how he was going to raise tariffs. He even said on the campaign that he was going to raise tariffs 100% or more. It is not like you didn't know. And you voted for this guy anyway. Like, what did you expect? You are a business owner. You knew exactly how tariffs actually worked. And you voted for this guy anyway. Now, I don't know anything about you, so I don't want to put any words or anything like that in your mouth. But if you knew that he was going to be tariffing these countries, and you already knew that he had already put a 10% tariff on China the first time he was in office, which cost you money, then you must have voted for him for his other rhetoric, the rhetoric that only hurt other people. You thought that you were above being hurt by his policies because he didn't fearmonger about you. He fearmongered about all those others that you do not identify with. And what do they say about digging 2 ditches? It seems like you are entering the find out stage of the F around that you voted for. And I just want you to know, the 92%, I tried to save your business.
You know, these responses would have kept coming, but I had to cut it short because, there are many. In hundreds. The first video, I think has 90 something responses in stitches. Now I can't put all of that in here. I had to select those that are fit, right, and appropriate, right? And then this second one where he was gaslighting people also, yes, it has hundreds of responses in stitches. And I do love bringing responses in here, the stitches that people make about these videos, because I feel like at some point this is some people speak for you. You can literally resonate and relate to what others are saying. And not everybody is going to be able to go on the internet and make videos like that. But then there are those that have, the courage to hold the camera and, put what is in their hearts into videos and respond to these people. And I must say that he got the opposite of what he was expecting. You see, a lot of these people are in disbelief because they can't believe that they are in a totally isolated world. And when I say that they are in a totally isolated world, this is what I mean. Because the moment they break out of the bubble to come and speak on the things that are affecting them, that their man is doing, and yet they voted for him, everybody is gonna jump on them. It's more like throwing a stone, right, in a very big, a very big collection of bees, and then you expect them to come and hug you and kiss you. Have you ever been kissed by bees? The moment you get out of that situation, you might need medical attention, because this is exactly what people are giving him. He's throwing stones in a danger zone. he created all this danger, and you know, they aggravated really a lot of people by voting for this man. The things that he's doing really are not making people like him. They are not helping at all, right? So I don't know what he was expecting, but he got those bee stings, and I think a lot of them now are learning that whenever they get bit, they go back in their bubble. Yeah, even people that didn't vote for him, they're experiencing the same thing. I brought you a video about small businesses just a few days ago, and people were complaining of these tariffs, right? And how their businesses are about to collapse. And then that's when he finds it appropriate to come and ask for help. From who? Yeah. That's an FA and FO for him, and more people that voted. I feel like people are not going to give you sympathy, even if you try so hard to seek for it. People don't have anything to give anymore. I feel like all they had to give, they gave it on the election day, and whatever was reserved is just sympathy for those that probably did not vote for this man. But I completely understand the reactions of the people that voted for Kamala, because they can't believe that people that voted for racism and hate, it is now affecting them. God doesn't like ugly, and is, you know, time by time will always come and just, you know, get you back. Like he will make you feel aggressiveness of your own choices, right? And I think these times are very critical. Yeah, these times are very critical. If you voted for Trump, I feel like the best congregation to get help from is from your fellow trumpets. No, let's be real, like seriously. Yeah, that's the best congregation to get your help from. And there are so many. There's so many. So I feel like they should make their own community where they can give each other help instead of coming to the internet and lament, because the internet is not going to show no man no mercy. Anywho, I think you that are watching this, which message would you give the Maga nuts, small Maga nuts that are crying on the internet because of the tariffs and everything that he's put in place, when he actually, you know, said these things prior? Yeah, I want you to let me know what you think in the comment section and send a message to the Maga nuts that are going through this. And yeah, I think until then, my name is Gracie and I love all of you. For me, that's it for today. Bye.